Listen, you don't need a product to make money. And I would even venture to say that you don't need money to make money. You need ideas. You need the ability to think to make money. Because I'm trying to figure out how in the world did a company like Uber become a multi-billion-dollar corporation and yet they don't even own fleet of vehicles? How did a company like Airbnb become a multi-billion-dollar corporation and yet they don't even own real estate properties? How did Amazon become a multi-billion-dollar corporation and yet they don't own the products that they sell on their platform? The reason is because they understand the power of being the middleman. In other words, the person who knows how to identify a problem, look for the solution, and connects the two will always make boatload of money in between. That is what it means to be a middleman. All right, think about it. There was once a time when somebody needed a ride and they didn't want to take taxi, and then somebody had a vehicle and they didn't know that they can actually use their car to make money without being a taxi. And all Uber did was to create a platform to connect the two. So they're happy, they make money, and Uber also makes money in the process. The only difference is that they're able to now solve the problem on a larger scale. The more value you add to people, the more money you make. The same concept applies to Airbnb and Amazon. So the question that I want to pose to you is this: what problem, right? What problem can you identify in your environment? All right. And then what solution can you offer to that problem? Because I'll tell you this, there are a lot of people out there right now that have tremendous amount of problems. But unfortunately, they don't know how to look or find a solution. If you can be the master middleman who knows how to identify problems and look for solutions to those problems, you are going to be insanely rich. And I'll tell you this, over the last 5 years, I've mastered the art of being a middleman. And in the process, I've created systems and strategies to help me make money simply by being able to help people solve their problems. All right. So, what you want to start thinking about is this: you are the middleman. What problems can you identify? And then when you identify the problems, go and look for the solution and simply connect the two, and you'll make a lot of money. So stop complaining that there are no jobs out there. Yes, there are no jobs because you need to be a problem solver. Stop complaining that the economy is tough. Yes, it's tough for some people, but it's not tough for everybody. Go and start looking for problems, be the middleman, and go and look for the solution. And I guarantee you that in the next 12 months, your finances will radically change.